And we're going to be live in a second. So let's start. Okay, I think we're live in YouTube. That cough actually went through, sorry. Okay, good afternoon, traders. Excuse my coughing there when I was going live on YouTube. I didn't realize it would go. And welcome back. Glad to see all of you. I hope we'd have a full room by the time we get in the next 5 minutes and everybody is here, right? You're supposed to help bring everybody, help a friend by bringing him. Sorry, so let's go. Let's start. This is what we're gonna do today. Today might be a little different. It's the last day, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna first look at the trades we had yesterday. As one guy said, I like to scribble in the screen. We're gonna look. If you don't understand those scribble, well, your problem. We're gonna analyze those trades. We're gonna go in and look for trades we will take today, right? And yeah, I just like to have fun with them. I just ignore them. I just mention it so you guys know they're so funny. I love my trolls. There are about 2 or 3 of them. I really love them. I miss them when they don't come around. So I like to scribble. That's true. Nothing wrong with that. That's okay. So basically, we're going to look at the trades. We're going to analyze those trades. We're going to discuss those trades, and then we're going to go straight. But before I go, I want to talk about this one. This is what I told you guys to do yesterday. Go back, watch the video. I said you should take the trade. I will take the trade. I don't say you should. I say I would take the trade. And if you did take the trade, if the trade goes like this slowly, close it for break even. Then you can buy it back here if you want to, because this is what I would do. I don't make trade calls and I don't tell people what to do. So now might be exactly the right time to introduce this. I keep forgetting about this thing because I don't think, I don't think this is supposed to make sense to anybody, but I have to put it up. In a trading room like this, I have to put it up so you guys can read it. I'll give you a minute or 2 to read it. In short, don't take the trades I take. Take any trades on your own. If you don't know the trade better, don't do anything. In short, that is the thing. You cannot learn to trade in this week of session, this session that I'm doing. There's nothing in here that will make you learn to trade. Not what I'm saying in time-wise and how I do, because I'm not explaining in details, not patterns, not strategy. I'm not doing all of that. So I don't think you can learn that stuff from me in here right now. It's just not possible. What I'm doing is showing you how I trade live, literally opening my door to you, like you're standing behind me watching me trade. That's all. You're not learning to trade in here, and you're not supposed to take any trade. I think everybody read it. Let's move it out now. It's on record that everybody read it. Let's go. I could close it because that's the last time I have to show it. Good. So let's go. So we told you there are 2 possibilities of how this is going to go. It's either going to go up or it's going to go slow drop. It could go slow drop or it's going to go up. One of these are going to go up really sharp, very fast, right? If you don't believe, let me show you one of them that went up really sharp, very fast. This one, see? When they make consolidations, any one of you recognize that consolidation? Running flat. Same thing I have on the one trade that I'm upside down in now. And everybody's panicking. Oh my God, he's upside down. What he's going to do? Nothing. I'll show you how I manage that trade, maybe even in the profit, most likely for a small loss. But I've seen trade like that I turn into profit, not only small loss. So let's go and open the account. And let's start with what we closed, what we have. Let me just put it here. Good. So let's go. Let's go with what was closed. Yesterday, some trades were closed basically for break even. So the account value, the cash value in the account did not change for yesterday. We are still stuck at 569. The account value, which means we're in a drawdown. Right now, the account is in a drawdown. That is pretty normal. Your account is always going to be in a drawdown. The minute you click a trade, the minute I click a trade, it's $400. Right? Because if I take 10 or 15 or 20 standard lots and it's 3 or 4 pips, I immediately go into drawdown. So you're going to be in that. This is no drawdown. 19,000 is nothing compared to the size of that account. That's not the stage where you panic, right? This is not even close to anything dangerous. So you're going to get drawdown. That's normal. Trades until close is not, it's not complete. You can't count win or loss until you close. Even if your trades are in positive, you can't say, hey, I have a lot of money until you close that trade, because Many of you know this. Your trade goes up 100 pips, you're positive, and then you decide, I'm going to wait some more. It's going into a small consolidation, right? I'm going to wait to go, and then it does that. And boom, you're back at square one. So you don't count your chickens until they're hatched. These are trades we manage. You call them managing your trades. This is what you have in your account right now. This is what you're managing. So that retail traders know the difference, right? As long as this keeps growing, it doesn't really matter so much what's happening here. Let me repeat that. As long as this keeps growing upwards, this is insignificant. If this is going downwards, this is very significant, right? As long as your account is going in an uptrend, drawdowns, not that significant. You're managing your trades well and you're making money. If your account is going downwards, which means when we start this week, we had 560, we were 569. If we were 559 and we were in drawdown, that's trouble. That means you're in a losing downtrend. You need to do something, right? Because eventually you're managing your trades out into losses, not into profit. So retail traders, just bear that in mind. If anybody's telling you anything else, well, I don't know, you could listen, but it's a waste of time. They're not explaining to you properly what you're doing. So let's go now. I just took, let's start with the one. I had 2 trades on, I think, yesterday. The rest we closed during the session. There were 0 trades. I had the euro, the pound Swiss, which everybody's panicking about. No need to panic. By the way, this is the one you have to watch, 14K, because I'm in the euro trade. I'm a euro account, 14K. No need to panic. So what I'm going to do is I can promise you this, not this Sunday, next Sunday when I do the weekly outlook. This Sunday I will do a weekly outlook, but that is for this week. Then I will trade next week. And next Sunday when I do the weekly outlook, I will show you guys how I manage this trade. I will actually show you how I managed it, what I did with it, where I closed it, if I took the loss, if I took profit, if I took break even, what am I? I'm going to tell you today what I'm waiting for, because I think I told you already, but not everybody got that clear, right? How I manage these trades. And well, silver, no need to worry about that. I'm not going to close any silver for minus. I mean, big minus. It's going to be, if I close a small trade for minus 200, that's 2 pips. That's not a per case, right? I'm not closing silver traders loss. They have to go to 0 and come back. Right? Silver trades are only going to be closed in profit. So don't worry about silver. Those are very long-term trades. Right? Good. For what I do today, trades I took today. This morning, I took one trade. Let me show you the pound Swiss trade, by the way, because I just spoke about it. Silver, I don't need to show you. We'll deal with silver today again. Pound Swiss, let's go to the pound Swiss trade, show you what was in the trade, what was the thought process, remind you. I need to open this slide more. I can't figure out which one. Wait, let me just move this. Good, pound Swiss. Where's cat? Look. So what was the trade that I took? Let's go with the trade first. It was here, and I took a trade in here for a little deeper pullback and then go. So it was a short-term trade. I should have closed that here. Basically, I would have closed it when I'm sitting alone, right? 2 reasons I didn't close it. I think I explained, but that is unimportant why I didn't close it. The main fact is you're in the trade now. So what do you wait for? When you're in a trade like that, I thought this trade would come down here still. The reason I didn't force the close because there was still that chance for it to break. If this was a channel, if this is a running flat, I explained it, they're going to break to the upside. When they break to the upside, what happens? If you don't know, you go into panic mode and you start pulling your hair out of your head. You guys saw the video with me. You see how much hair I have on my head? I'm not pulling any out because I know when they come there, they have to come back here. I know that. It's just a matter of I know it, right? I told you that. If it breaks the top, when it makes a consolidation, pullback, then I will decide what to do with the trade. So now I have an option what to do with the trade. Do I close it and take the loss here because it's going to go back up? Or is it still looking like it could come more down? Right? Everybody hear me? Nobody can hear me? You missed 8 minutes. Don't worry. So let's go. Is it going to come more down here? Or is it going to go back up? That's a question. That's the only question you have to answer now to make a decision what you're going to do with your trade, because they're always going to be pulled back. If you were panicking when this was going up, well, you need to learn the trade. Right? So what is going to happen is you wait. If you understand where it can stop and come, then you know what to do. You wait for it. So the trade is here. It's here now. It's going to come down more. The reason I'm not closing it still is because I believe it's going to come down more. And remember when I said words like I believe, I think, or Those words mean I am seeing a specific pattern which I'm not going to explain here, right? Because we're not discussing patterns here. That is why I still think it's going to go. So I'm not in a rush to close it. And that trade might be even very profitable. Let me just show you why it might turn out to be a very profitable trade so that you can learn a thing or two. Let's go back to the weekly and let me explain everything to you guys once and for all, right? Because I'm not sure those of you who are not convinced will ever be convinced. And those of you who want to learn will start to learn here. We've got an impulse and we've got a consolidation. What comes next? Here is your impulse. Here is your consolidation. What comes next? Not that I'm expecting that to happen, but that's what happens next. This is what is happening next. Good. Where are we in that? In that, you notice they had a big consolidation there. So let's make an assumption. When I post my chart, when I post this chart, we don't trade the weekly, so we're not going to talk about the weekly. But let's just make an assumption that you had a sell set up here, right in this little one. See that little one there? You had a sell set up there. Because you think this chart is going to come down like this. And it goes up a little more. What do? Panic? Well, you panic if you don't know where the chart is going to go. If you don't know what structure is doing, you will panic. You will really, really panic. You're going to go crazy because you have no idea. You're going to throw your computer out of the window. But if you know what it's going to do, because I post the chart telling you what it's likely going to do structurally, that is going to come down, then you can have the patience to wait until it proves that you're wrong. And what does that mean? Well, if you're wrong, this thing is going to consolidate here and then take off. What does that mean? You get a break-even trade. See? It's very easy when you know it. When you don't know it, it's difficult. That's it. Where did I sell? Right in here. If this thing wants to take off, what it has to do, it's going to make a consolidation in the 4 hour here. That will give me a chance to get out for a very small loss, positive, or break even. Right? But I don't think that was the thing. I think we're making a running flat here. I think this looks very much like a running flat, and they're very likely going to come down here. Now, it still has to prove that pattern to me. What I think or what my analysis show, it still has to prove that pattern. I can see silver is going down a little. Don't worry. Why you guys? It didn't drop anyway. You have to stop trading, my friend. You panic too much. Don't panic. It's the one candle going down. Let it go. Relax. CAD news and 70 minutes. We will not trade the news. You're here to learn something and we're here to take trades. So I'm explaining the trades. You want to see how I trade? I'm explaining the trades, why I'm taking the trades, what I'm doing with them, which ones I keep, which ones I close. I'll show you some that I close, why I close them. You're here to learn that, or you're here to tell me gold is dropping. Let gold drop if it has to drop. We have nothing to do with it, right? And silver is sinking. My friend, you should stop trading, definitely. So go back to the 4 hour. Where are we? Most of you guys will, if you go with that kind of attitude, you just wouldn't learn to trade. So what is it doing? Nothing. Look at the chart. What is it doing now? Nothing. This one candle there doesn't mean anything. If this starts to consolidate, well, yes, I'm in trouble. I need to get the hell out and look for the up move. If this is going to drop, it means I'm in the right trade. I just need to stay with it. See? It's that easy. It's not that difficult. If you understand, if you're aware of what you're doing, it becomes an easy thing to trade. When you're trading out of ignorance, every candle is going to make you go emotional. Oh my God, it's dropping. Oh my God, it's tanking. Oh my God, look, it's going to heaven. And I'm not on it, right? Those are emotional tradings. Just watch it. Nothing happened. Look at it. Absolutely nothing. So this means you should exit the trade? No. It means you should stay in the trade? No. It's not telling me, not giving me enough information to make a decision. I know what it can do. Every time they make an up move, they'll pull back. Every time they make an up move, they'll pull back. Every time they make an up move, they'll pull back. And that is when I make my decision. See? So just relax, enjoy the show. You're going to see. I'm not worried. You should not be worried. Let's go back to the 1 hour. Actually, I was looking for a sell, but not on this one because I have exposure on this one that's negative, and I don't have the negative trades. I actually took a sell on the pound and the pound CAD, so I'll show you. The pound dollar, you know, this is a small loss. Well, that's 1 pip basically. With a million, that's 1 pip. They took it off. It was in positive. By the time I click, it got to negative. And you see a small win in the pound CAD, 338. So I'll tell you what were those two trades, why I took them, why I closed them, right? So let's go. Pound dollar. The first one I opened was the pound dollar. So pound dollar was right at the top here, making this flag kind of like here. I think there was a small flag. So I just liked it. And I said, you know what, I took it actually early. I took it right to the corner there. And the reason I took it is because just my thought, I've seen this happen. When they do that, they just drop. This has a potential of dropping like that. There was a potential that it's going to drop, right? That's sometime when they do corrections. And that is because of where we are in the biggest structure. Same thing, we have a running flat here on the daily. And when you get daily running flats like this and you're at the top of the flat, you sometimes see a very sharp drop before they correct, like this, see? Very likely that's a possible running flat. And this one could have made a drop like that, then correct, and then go. Right? That happens. Let me just show you at the top here. You can see it. Look at the top there. See? When they were at the top of the daily, they just drop, then make a correction, then go. Right? So if they were going to make that drop at that point that I see, I won the trade. But after, for a couple hours, when you do that, they have to drop. They don't stay there for hours and hours. And as long as I notice it stay there for about 5-6 hours, I just go. Because that strategy that I'm using is based on a number of rules. And one of the rules says, doesn't go for 5 hours, close it. 3-4 hours doesn't go, close it. So I closed it. Did it come down? Yes. Did I think it was going to come down? Yes. So what did I do if I don't want the pump? I looked at all the charts and I said, okay, which of the pump pairs has the highest probability of going down, even if the pump just goes sideways? So pump is not going anywhere. Pump is going up and down sideways. But something else against the pump is going down, which means that pair could drop, right? So I decided I'm going to look at all the punk pairs. And to make it short, the punk CAD has the perfect setup. The punk CAD at that time had this perfect setup, right? The drop. Because CAD was coming down slightly. So same thing. This has the potential to drop too. Now, this is not the pound dollar trade, because if the pound dollar goes sideways and the CAD drop, then this is likely going to happen. So the same thing, I took this one. Go back, did you notice it's slightly positive? So when I took it, once it doesn't drop for 5-6 hours, it has to drop fast. So it actually started to drop, but you notice this goes into consolidation, close it. Those are not trades. What I mean, those trades didn't go anywhere. Those are break-even trades. It didn't do what I wanted to do based on the strategy. That's it, that trade is over. My strategy has strict rules. Each strategy has its own set of rules. And if you're going to take a trade based on that strategy, you better follow those rules, because if you don't, you're going to lose. These are all up trades. These trades are all showing us corrections for upside as of now. They're showing corrections for upside. So if they're going to make that fast move, you get it. If they're not, then you let it go. Right? So basically that's it. Those are two trades. Let's go. What other trades I have on? The other trade I have on now is the euro dollar. That trade is active. I'm 6 pips down. Let's go see why and what is the trade. Euro dollar. So what is the trade I'm taking? We have a drop. We have a drop. We have a drop after corrections. All of this is showing divergence. We got to move up. We got a small correction here, and we broke out. So my thought process is they'll probably make a deeper correction. And if they're going to make a deeper correction before they go, because I still think it's downside, I still think this whole structure is going to fall, but there's a likelihood that they'll probably do this and then fall. If they're going to do that, there's a very strong probability that the first move up is going to be a sharp impulse. They will pull back, probably go back up and then come. See, that's based on patterns. So if they are going to do that, I would take the trade. But like I said, it needs to do it now within the next couple hours. If it doesn't go within the next 3, 4, 5 hours, I closed. I took the trade about an hour ago. So we have 1, 2 candles there. That's when I took the trade. If within the next 2, 3 hours it doesn't go, I close that trade. If it breaks this structure, I close the trade. So if the trade breaks this to the downside, I closed it. If it stays here for 3, 4, 5 hours, I close it. That is based on this one only. That's this strategy that they're going to make a spike. If they're not making the spike, then that's it. You're out of the trade. You take your 300, 400, 4, 5, 6 pips. That's 6 pips. You take your 6, 7, 8 pips loss and you go. You take your 2, 3 pips win and you go. 3 pips win on the pound CAD, 6 pips, 2 pips lost, and they pumped out. Let's see how much is here. So let's go see why XAG is tanking and everybody is going crazy. It's just going down a little, guys. Look at the charts. I don't know why you guys panic so much. Look at the charts. Always look at the charts. Don't look at the candles. What is the chart telling you? We've got an up move. See, we've got an up move. They're just pulling back slightly in the up move. They can pull back a little more. They can keep doing that for a while. And then it's going to do this. And if you're not in the trade, you're not going to be in the trade. Many of you would watch this go and you would lose. You would not lose. You would not get it. You would totally miss it. So I'm not trading that daily correction. I'm trading a 4-hour correction. If that 4-hour correction is going to turn into daily correction, it doesn't automatically drop so fast. And if it automatically drops, it's going to pull back the same speed with which it drops, right? Okay. So I don't, there is a lot of short in silver. I don't sell it. I'm not selling silver. I have what I do. I'm telling you what I don't sell silver when it's going up. I know the risk of selling silver at the bottom here. I know what risk you're setting yourself up. 2 things that why I'm not doing. First, if I'm going to sell, I have to close my buys. I wouldn't be in buys and sells at the same time. I don't hedge. That's dangerous. So I close my buys and I take a sell here and it drops like this. And then it does that. Remember the euro trade the first day when we were in? When it was going up slightly, a little upside down we were in, and then the next day it fell? You try to sell silver in a correction like this, and you will get lucky 1 or 2 times with very small trade. And then you're going to miss the entire big trade. Your focus has to be in what is the bigger direction? Where is it going? It's going up. So that 1 candle going down, 2 candles, couple candles going down does not change structure. Learn to trade. If you guys don't learn to trade, you're not going to be successful. You have to learn to trade. You have to understand what the structure is doing, where it's going. Is this going to fall to 0? No. Well, my stop is at 0, so I'm okay. It's that simple. If this falls to 10, it's going to spend 1 minute at 10, maybe less than a minute. And then it's going to spike up back to about 20. You never seen that happen? What was the biggest, let me ask everybody here, what is the biggest fall you guys have seen while you were traders? Let me see how many people, how many of you remember it? The biggest single fall, like one boom fall. I'm not talking about the whole structure. Swiss, exactly. You guys are traders, man. We have traders in here. Let's go look at it. The biggest fall, single fall you can talk about, right? Dollar, well, it's a Swiss. It's any Swiss trade you go to. We're talking about the Swiss. So anyone, it doesn't matter which one you go to, is the Swiss, right? So let's go look at it. That was the biggest fall, single fall. I don't think Brexit was shorter than this. This was your biggest fall, single fall. You want to see where it went back to? Your account would have not survived that, definitely. But look what happened afterwards. We don't expect this to happen again. Those things happen once in a lifetime, and they happen when, like Brexit, it's not going to happen every day. They happen when you know that something is coming up to that situation. Like this one, you could have expected this to happen because they were not going to hold that level for you. Same thing like Brexit. You know something volatile will come there. Actually, we forecast the Brexit to the downside. I think a lot of people are down, but we made the technical forecast to show you. I have charts that I posted in TradingView that you can go back and check, right? So those things don't happen like that. Silver is not going to go to 0. I can guarantee you that. Yes? It's not going to go to 0. And if it falls to 10, it is going to come back as fast, maybe faster than this went up. It's going to go up faster than that, much faster. Learn, when you're trading, learn not to be afraid of the charts, which means you have to understand how it moves. You have to understand what it does. You have to understand to read the patterns. And when you know that, trading becomes very nice, like I'm doing it right now. It becomes a joy. So let's go. We were in the Swiss, let's go back. We're in the euro, right? I was showing you the euro trade. So the euro trade is a very small trade. These trades I'm taking here, these are all very small trades. Absolutely not possible silver to get to 0. And that's where my stop is. So I'm pretty safe, right? That's the safest stop you can put. So let's go. Is this going to go up? I don't know. I'll give it a couple more hours. So maybe by the end of this webinar, we're going to know if we're going to close it or if we'll get that. That's it. We're going to get that or we'll have to close it. Is it going to come down? It comes down and it breaks the structure, we will close it. See? Very simple rules. Excuse me. You guys will have to excuse the coughing because I just can't mute in time. Let's go now. What trades we're going to look for? Trades that I think. I also removed the yen. We had the euro yen entry order. I removed it because the euro yen went back to the top. Right, like we said, if it's going to go back to the top, it's not going to affect you. We had an entry order that if this was good, if this small piece here was going to fall, break the low and then go back up, they actually went up immediately. So no big deal. If you have your entry order here, if you got tagged on that entry order, that was a far away. We put it that just in case of a spike, you should close it because it's not going where you want it to go as yet. So if they consolidate here now, if they make a consolidation here to go up, we'll buy. Right, but I need a consolidation there to confirm the buy. If we don't have a consolidation, I'm not buying. Because if we don't have a consolidation, all of you remember the yen, the CAD yen? Everybody here remember that CAD yen situation? It came down very deep and then went back. It could come all the way to the bottom here and then go back up, right? So if you don't get it, don't trade. Same for UJ, right? Same for UJ, yes. UJ also went up, but UJ, we actually look for UJ to go up because the pattern UJ is making, this is going to happen. Remember when I started yesterday, I said we will either get a buy or a sell in UJ, but we missed the buy. We actually weren't focusing it. We should have taken that buy to the upside to break this top, right? Because you're going up, but you're going up in a corrective structure. So this has to happen. We already broke the top yesterday, so we are making a running flat. We knew we were making, and that means you could have more buy setups here basically, right? This wave is going to happen. The question is where it's going to happen now, right? Because you could, if you get a buy setup here, take that trade, take off the profit. You get a next buy setup, take the trade, take off, because somewhere you're going to get this, and then you're going to get that pattern. And then you're going to get buy setup. So you might even get a sell setup on this one. If you get something like that, you might get a very nice sell setup, and then you're going to look for the upside. I think all of you have seen a pattern like that because I've shown it in all my weekly outlooks. I've shown it in the euro wars. I've shown it in the dollar yen. I've shown it right on this yen. Look, here is one, for example. This is a small one, but there's a bigger one in the 4 hour. I think there's a pretty huge one in the 4 hour that I showed you. Not this one here, see? When they start to do that, when they start to make the sharp move, they start to make that, you know you're going to come back here before you go, right? If you follow me on YouTube, you would see all those patterns because we identify them way back and we know when they're going to happen. The same thing, that pattern I told you in advance that dumb move is going to happen. The same thing I'm telling you in advance that one is going to happen here. And that's what we do. We do forecasting, right? We forecast what these patterns are very likely going to look like. And most of the times we're correct. And if you know what they're going to look like, trading, it becomes easy. You just have to have a very good tested strategy. What do you mean by tested strategy? Just go practice, set up the rules for the strategy, set that up, and then test it on all the patterns, see how they work. That's it. You can test it live. You can go back in the charts and test. You can do whatever you want, as long as you can prove that that strategy is working, right? Because if it's not working, then you try to create a new one. That's all. You still have to have a strategy. That's the whole point. So this will come down, but you can take short-term buys. If we get a nice short-term buy today, we'll take it. If not, we'll just let it go, right? So CAD news, somebody said 1 minute. I don't think anything is going to happen, but let's look at the dollar CAD for you guys. Excuse me. Dollar CAD likely could make an up move. I can tell you that right now. There's likelihood that this is going to make an up move. It may or may not break that top, right? Because we're correcting to the upside, and then we're going to get downside. So if you're trading it and you want to trade it and you get an up move and you take the up move, you have to get out as soon as you get enough profit. Because this piece here looks like an up move is about to come. They could just do this and then turn back to the downside. That is possible. They could break the top and then turn to the downside. It doesn't matter what they do right now because it's a correction to the upside. If you want that trade, you can try your luck. I'm not going to do the trade here. We do it in our trading room, but I wouldn't do it here live, right? If they break that top and turn to the downside, we will sell, right? Okay, I was just going to say if they break the top here and come, we'll sell, right? So that sell is off now. It's gone. That would have been a trade we would have got in our trading room. I can tell you because I looked at it before we go. The trades we would have taken. So you see now, that's how it works, right? Because what you're looking for when they break this top and turn is a flat pattern that would give you an entry order there to go. We're in a downtrend. The bigger trend is the downside. That was a correction to the upside, and that could be over. That correction could be over now, right? You look at it, that correction there could be over. To be like this, right? So we may be going. If you're not in a trade now, you don't have to worry. Wait for it to make a flag, and then you can sell, right? Just wait for it to make a flag, and then you can get in the trade. It's that easy. This is a correction. That's not a flag. Just in case if you're asking, right? So if you're not in the trade, you can wait. No need to chase it. Silver, nothing. Silver is just going down a little. We already looked at silver, right? So we'll come back to it if we see anything else in there. It's just going down. Nothing is there. Did you close the trade you took yesterday? If you took it in the first place, silver is setting up for another good buy, I think, eventually. Silver trades, I wouldn't close. Like I said, I explained this already. I'm not closing it. I'm very long-term in silver. So the mere fact that it's coming down here, it doesn't bother me how low it goes. Because gold might be dangerous. Like I told you guys, be careful with gold. Gold is coming down. That's a pattern for downside, but this could be very dangerous trading. You can see this pattern here, right? It's coming down. You don't know where it's going to stop because it will stop and go back up, right? We're in a sideways move here, literally. So you've got a 1, 2, 3 up. You've got a 1, 2, 3 down. You're likely going to get a 1, 2, 3 up, and then you might get a sharp wave here and then go. Right? So it's going to be in the sideways for a while. No need to worry. Right? No need to worry about it. If you're selling, you can move your stops now. If anybody's selling gold, you want to move your stops. They had a number of sell opportunities. Not this low one. This one is not what I'm talking about. You had a sell opportunity here if you want. That was a sell one, right? So you could go on and sell that if you want. Let's see what else. CAD is going. We missed my traders. I hope you guys were trading it because that was a good one. We would have got the CAD sell in our trading room because of how we traded. Right? That's good. What else is moving? Silver is moving. CAD is moving. Nothing else. Nothing else is moving, right? I don't see on my charts anything else moving right now that is going to give us a good trade. Let's see where we can get trade. I'm in the euro. It's not doing anything. CAD yen is moving. All CAD pairs will move. Not the CAD Pong, the one I'm out of is moving, right? The drop I was looking for, well, it's not moving very fast, so no need to worry. But if it makes a flag, we'll trade it. So if it makes a flag here now, we'll take this out to the downside. What we want is for this to make a flag, come back here and make a little flag like this, and then we will go with that trade. Right? If that makes a flag, probably not today. Next week, that will be a good trade for you guys. So watching the weekly outlook for that. If they make a flag, we're going to take this trade down. This would be a very good trade. What else to look at? Let's see. CAD yen, EuroCAD. EuroCAD might be an interesting one also. Let's go to the EuroCAD. Something like EuroCAD also broke. It's pulling back. So this will still go. I still think they'll pull back and then they might continue to go down a little because this is going to go down some more. Right? Natural gas. Let's go look at natural gas. What's my opinion on natural gas? Downside. Correction, downside correction, because they started to go up here. So this is correcting to the downside. If you get any sell, if you sold this, it's short term. Move your stop, move your stop, move your stop until it takes you out. Got the pound CAD sell with my break even set. Good, well done. Well done. If you got that one, that's well done. Just set it and leave it. What else we're going to look at? Okay, there might be a sell setup on the Swiss yen. On the Swiss yen, there might be a short-term trade to the downside if we get it. If it breaks, if it goes up above it, it become. It's in correction, down correction for upside, right? Let me just explain that for those of you. By the way, anybody is absolutely new today, first time here? Today, the first time you're coming to any of my webinars. Anybody? Just type a yes if you're here for the very, very first time. I want to know if I have to explain the basic stuff of what we do. So we have no new traders here. I thought all of you guys are going to bring a friend today, right? So nobody. Okay, let's go. So I don't have to explain. Let's go to the Swiss yen. Good. So we're in a down correction for the upside. So there's a good chance you might get a trade here, short term, and then we're going to look for the bigger trade to the upside. If they go breakout, we will wait for the correction and then we'll go. Right? Basic rules. Nothing much. Let's see if we have a trade set up. Nothing is happening. It's just going sideways. It looks like we might get a small running flat here. and we might go up. So we wouldn't jump into any trade too fast. Aussie running flat downside. I don't think so. Let me see. Let's go take a look at the Aussie. Aussie making not much of a running flat right now. It's just making corrections. I don't see the running flat here. It's making corrections, but possible downside, yes, we'll have to wait and see. The bigger one. I think that bigger one is over. We are heading for the upside. If you're looking at anything there that is bigger than that, if you're looking at this is a possible running flat here. We broke the low here and we are actually heading back to the upside. So we might be going up, and this consolidation is actually showing us that potential for upside, not downside. See, but the corrections could happen a lot more. The corrections have come a lot more, right? You notice they can come much more in the corrections. Let me take off all of this. If they break this if this breaks out to the upside, we'll go. But there's a very good chance that they might just, stay right here, consolidate, and then break. They're not necessarily going to break today. But if it breaks out today, we'll trade it. We'll wait for a trade setup and take the trade. Right? So a lot of the trades are just basically this whole week, most things were just in consolidation. Literally was just in consolidation. The ZAR upside, let's see. We'll come back to those. I will do the weekly outlook, so I'll look at all of those for you guys. Let's see if we have any trades, so we don't miss the trade setup we have, right? If there's a trade setup, we don't want to miss it, basically. So let's see what else is moving. I don't see anything. Dollar yen. Let's see if that gives us a setup. Go to the 1 hour and let's see if we can get a sell setup or a buy. Nothing. We just have 3 candles. It's quite a risky sell if you want, and it might be very short term. There is a chance that you might get it to come back here. There isn't enough of a flag there for me, but it's a risky sell that the chance it might go back there. I don't think that's a trade newbies would take, but if you're very experienced, that's a trade you can try. Silver is not going anywhere, guys. It's just going down a little. We looked at it already. It's just going down a little more. Don't worry. Why is everybody getting so nervous over one candle? Before you go get coffee, come back, that candle could finish and turn to the upside and become a big move to the upside. What do you think they normally do when they want to go the opposite direction? Have you looked at the charts? They drop it. They put fear. It's not that they're putting fear in the market. It's not like somebody saying they put fear into retail traders, but they don't care about you. The idea is they're looking for where is the big order. Where do they hit the big order that goes back up? And they know where the orders are. The market moves towards those orders because they know where you give them that order. That order is given by clients to them. Okay, so we have one person here for the first time. Great. Aussie New Zealand short. That will be a very short-term trade, but I agree with you. We're more interested in the buy. So remember, I told you guys there's a good chance that this might not be all the correction. We're expecting this one to come down and go. That would have been perfect, but that didn't happen. So right now, yes, an entry order above here is what I would do, and then I would watch to see if this comes back here. I would really like it to come back and then make a bigger correction here before they take off. We're looking for a very, very big trade to the upside. Let me show you on the daily. We're looking for a very big trade to the upside, but they have to pull back within this move. So they're probably going to pull back here for a while. Short-term trades, yes, you can take that. If we get a sell setup, we'll take it. And then you're going to look for the upside, right? Something like this. And then you look for that up move. This up move should be bigger because we are actually trending now to the upside. And this consolidation should be smaller. Smaller consolidation, bigger impulses because you're in a trend. So short term, do we have a sell setup? I don't see a sell setup. This is your first move down, and we're still going. If this makes a flag here and pull back like that, then we will look for a sell. It doesn't have a sell setup there. Here's the deal. When they drop like this and you sell it, you see what could happen to you? This could happen to you. If there was a flag here and you take the breakout of the flag, they can do this, but that will give you a break-even trade. See the difference? Learn something there. I guess all of you just learned something there. right? Not something you should have learned here, but you just learned it. Learn to trade, learn to understand structures. If you don't understand structures, you will panic when you trade because you don't understand what is happening in the charts. That's the basic thing. And now that we have time, because nothing is happening right now. It's not that I'm not trading live. There is no live trade to take now. If you see any setup you want, let me know. Cadian, let me look at Cadian. I have Cadian on my thing here. Nothing. It's just going sideways. Even the news did not move the Cadian. Let's look at it very fast, and then I'll tell you guys a little about fundamental. Nothing happened. So we want the Cadian trade. So what I would like is the Cadian. Actually, you have a running flat there already, right? And then this is likely going to go back up. So if you're really keen on getting the Cadian, let's go to the 15, see what structure it looks like. Yeah, this might just as well qualify for the correction. See that piece there? And this is going to go. If they're going to come lower, excuse me, you don't want to be tagged. So if you want, you put an entry order somewhere above here. Make your decision where you want to put it. I'm not telling you to put any entry. I'm saying if I wanted to take that trade, I would put an entry order somewhere here and leave it. So if this is all the correction, it's going to go. If that's not all the correction, then it's going to correct more to the downside and then go. The problem is if you get tagged and it started to pull back slightly, do you know how to manage that trade? No. Well, if you don't take the trade. Don't do things you don't know to do, right? I'm just showing you how I would manage, how I would take a trade like that if I wanted to take that trade right now. But right now, no, I'm not keen on that one. Have this key the week enough special to me? Having this week key, I'm not sure what you mean by that. It's kind of okay, good. That's okay. It's kind of special, right? I hope the idea of doing this week is that you guys will get thousands of people in here to see how this thing works, and that will educate some people and help them, because I will do small things in between, not just live trades. You don't click every minute. Not like you have a trade every minute. Let's click. May I ask you to kindly repeat such sessions per month? Sorry, time-wise, I can't do it. Just time-wise is impossible. Right? Just time-wise, that is, if I do this once a year, that's good. Why not short UJ at the top with a tight stop? No, bad idea. You see what happened yesterday? Let me just show you. By the way, good question. So let me show you why you shouldn't do it. If you don't wait for the setup, you would have taken about 3 losses already if you tried to short from the top. So if, let's say, the question is where is the top, right? So let's say you short it here, because you make an assumption. You can see that is the top now, right? So you short it there. You probably come here. You're waiting for it to come here. Let's say you're waiting for it to come there and then go back up, right? Because that is what you would think, right? They would probably come here and then go back up. You probably would have taken a loss. Best deal, you got a break-even trade. So let's go. Question now, would you short this top? Would you short that top? Would you short that top? Would you short that top? Because if you short any of those top, you're losing. Right now, this is the only one. And you have to know that is the top. You'll have to wait for it somewhere here, you'll be shorting, right? And if you put a tight stop there and they do this, you lost it. So the size of the stop is not important. What is important is what percentage you're risking on that. You could put 10 pip stop and risk 3% of your account. Or you could put 100 pip stop and risk 0.5% of your account. The size of the pip stop is not, is how much percent of your account you're putting risk on that trade. I don't care what's the size of the stop. You could have 1,000 pip stop. My question is how much percent of your account you're risking on that 1,000 pip stop, right? Is it 1%? Then good, go ahead, do it. Is it 20%? Then don't do it. Not that I'm not shorting Europong, it's just that I didn't get to do everything, and we missed the first short in the Europong. Sorry, Europong, let's go to Europong. That was a good trade, we think. I just missed it. That was an entry order I didn't put on, but that was a trade call in our group, put the entry order there because that was a flat there, and that went without me, so no problem. I'm actually upside down in a trade that is opposite to this. This is coming up. We will look for the short. There isn't a short setup right now. Actually, they're consolidating here, which means if they consolidate here, they'll probably do that. So there isn't a short setup here as yet. Dollar index, I have the Europong on right now. If you're still seeing dollar index, you need to refresh your screen. Or probably log off and log on that. Peng buy setup forming right now. Let's see. Peng yes, buy setup on the Peng forming. Let's go look at that. That would be a trade we could take. Okay? If this breaks during this session, we will take this trade. If this breaks, we'll take it. This is a good one setting up right now. Put it in there already. Right? That's a good one setting up. So if that break, we can take, because Peng Yen has more upside potential. We know that. We were looking for the upside potential in Peng, right? Peng Yen. This thing could go up quite a lot. By the way, if you were following me on my YouTube videos, remember when we were telling you guys about that running flat and this is going to go and then it's going to come back here and go? Go back and check it. We were telling you about these patterns way before they happened. We didn't wait hindsight. Everybody is the best trader in the world, hindsight. We had one here, hindsight, who was talking about, he made a comment on YouTube and I actually leave the comment. I wanted you guys to see that comment because I'm going to actually explain to you why you should never do what he said you should do. So if you go to YouTube and you go to my last chart, remember there's a comment there saying that this is why you need to learn fundamental, blah, 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 blah. And this is, now I'm answering to that. This is why you do not understand fundamental. You don't know it and you should never learn it. You're one dude sitting behind your computer with no information and no access to information. If you think you have access to information by what you read on the internet, then you're dumber than I thought you are. What you read on the internet is not information. So you don't have access to information to know what and how the chart is going to react to any news, whether the news is positive or negative. You don't know how it's going to react because you have zero access to information. And if you read something that some guy wrote on the internet because he read something that he wrote on the internet and somebody wrote that thing because they heard something or they read something on the internet, then like I said, you're much dumber than I thought you are. The mere fact that you're already thinking that as a retail trader you can trade news, that's a dumb thing to do. Very, very dumb thing. You need to take my course. I'm not going to sell the course to anybody here. I'm not inviting anybody to take the course. I'm inviting you to take the course because you need that, my friend. You will lose your account very fast. The mere fact that you think you can trade news means you can't trade. I specifically left your comment there because I want people to know. Anybody who thought that one guy sitting behind his computer knows anything about what news is going to happen, they're wasting their time. No, not exactly only Forex pairs. What other page you guys see? US 330. I don't have that one, but we can take a look for you if there's something else. It is, but it's up $350 in 1 month. Need correction. Let's go look at it. What is it? The US. Which one you guys are talking about? The S&P 500? S&P 500. Let's look at it. Let's go look at it. My traders trade S&P 500 very actively. Right. So what did we tell you about S&P 500? If you were following me, you would know, right? First, we were looking for a running flat. When this went up, go back and check my webinar. I told you that it's going to come down and it's going to make a running flat. We thought this was going to go up. Right? So from this point, that was a buy. Then it came down back. And then we said buy again. And then it came down back, which means, okay, now you have a flat there. So they're likely going to come down and make an expanding flat. Is it actually an expanding flat? We still cannot confirm on this pattern that this is an expanding flat. Let me just make that. This is an assumption now that this is where it's going to go. What would confirm the expanding flat? If this corrects down here and then start to go. Now we will know this is an expanding flat because it's confirmed that that pattern is over and we're totally going up. See? Easy. It's not difficult. It's difficult for you if you don't understand why and how it does. It has to do that, right? So are we looking for buys? You had a buy set up here. There was an entry order here Monday. If you go back and look at the webinar for you to buy, there was an entry order here for you to buy. Wait for a flag and buy. There's a 1 hour flag here. Maybe if you want, remember the 1 hour flags could get dangerous, right? These 1 hour flags could get dangerous if you take them and they break and they don't go, especially when you're so high at the top. 1 hour flags lower in like if you already had this consolidation and a 1 hour flag here is a good idea. A 1 hour flag at the top of a move is a bad idea. Well, not really bad idea. Depends on what the structure is, what phase in the structure you are, how much you expect it to move. And then it's easy to manage. You don't have to worry. So euro is coming down a little. Nothing to panic about. Let's go take a look at the euro because we're in the euro trade. If it breaks here, we will close the trade. If it doesn't break, it's just pulling back. That's okay. So if they break this structure, that might even be a sell setup short term. Why short term? Because we're still kind of making a low here. We're not breaking out totally. So if they break this, I would close the trade, not immediately. I'll wait for the candle to close. I'll wait for some sideways, close the trade, and then I'll show you how I close it. What if, I think the question, one person will, what if they just fall suddenly like this? What would you do? I just explained that when I started, right? Remember, if they fall suddenly like this, then they're going to pull back like that. I'll close the trade and I'll sell. So no need to panic. You don't have to panic with these things. One candle and two candles should not. If you're getting emotional when you trade, here's a one advice I'm giving everybody. This is free. If you put a trade on and you cannot walk away from the computer, take it off. You put the trade on, you put your stop, you put your take profit. If you can't walk away from that computer, take the trade off. Just take it off, because what you're doing is wrong. I don't know what you're doing wrong. There may be a lot of things you're doing wrong, but what you did there, if you can't walk away from that trade, is wrong. You're not a trader. If you can't go to sleep with your trades on, stop trading. You need help. You need to trade. You need to learn trade more. You guys see, I'm going to sleep and coming back, and the trades are still on, and I'm here, and they will still be here next week. And I'm sleeping well. I woke up this morning, play with my son before I came to look at the computer, because I woke up. I normally wake up very early, but I woke up 6:30. He was already up. I went play with him for an hour. I had breakfast, I had coffee, and then I came put on my computer. I didn't panic. I didn't run around. Oh my God, what's happening here? Let me wake up in the night and check the computer. I don't do those things. If you're doing all of that, stop trading right now. Stop doing that. You need to learn to trade. I want the trolls to be here for me so I can tell them that advice. Some of them need that advice. They get very jumpy. And they were very happy. Oh, he's upside down in the pound. Oh my God, yes, let that get him. If you're happy that somebody else is losing money, something is wrong with you totally in your life. My job here is not to be, I'm happy when people make money. Literally, ask my traders. When I come in and I wake up in the morning and I open that computer and I get a message from one of my traders that he doubled his account today, my day is made. I am very happy. I want people to be successful. I am really happy when traders are successful. Anybody. If your job is to sit and hope that somebody go wrong and they're losing money, that makes your day, well, I don't know. What's wrong with you? Check the psychologist or psychiatrist or something. You have a problem. Try to help people. That should be your focus. Try to help people. Go about helping people. That will help you. And if people are in trouble, try to save them. It's like you were looking at a guy drowning and you're trying to film it, right? Rather than help the guy. They have people like that, by the way, so I should be careful. That's what people do now, right? If somebody's in trouble, instead of helping the person, they run for their phone, right? Give me 1 second, guys, please. The culture now is run for your phone. So you get it on YouTube and you get it on Facebook, and it's on the internet, basically. What trade setup on the Euro USD? Let's go look at it. If you're new here, welcome. Glad to have you here. Let's show you what I'm in the Euro USD. So what we're looking at. For your sake, I'll do everything. Look what we'll do. We'll take everything out. We have a newbie in the room. Let's welcome him. Nice. I'll remove all the drawings. I'll start from the weekly. I can go from the monthly, but I'll start from the weekly to give you an idea what we're looking at. So this is what the chart looks like in the weekly, right? We're not going to go into much details, but I'll tell you what we're looking for. This is in a downtrend. It made a correction here. You see some small corrections, but that's a big one. It made a move here and it's making a correction here. See that correction? Anywhere you see a correction like that, look, there's one here. Look, there's one here. This is another one. This is a running flat. They will continue to go in the direction they came from. So they came from this way. They're going to continue to go that way. Make sense? I put it this way. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's all you need to know. You don't need to know anything more about trading. That's all. If you master that thing, the way I draw it, if you master that, you'll become a good trader. Now, the problem is, how do you master that? And that's where I come in. So let's go here now. So we have had a 1, a 2, and a 3, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and now we're in this one. So if we already had a 1 and a 2 here, and a 3 here, then what is this piece? We didn't have a 2 here to go for a 3. So that's where this comes in, right? This piece and this piece. That's a big running flat. So we drop here. And now instead of going up, which we should be doing in most cases, we're consolidating for a bigger correction. They can do this for a long time, or they can break out and go right now. and you don't know which one is going to happen. Your job is not to even know which one is going to happen, because that is unimportant. Important is to understand what is happening in here. And every time you see a setup in there, you can trade. So if you remember, we started the week because I had a trade in the euro that was very positive, and I closed very nice, and I showed you and explained why. It was a small trade because it didn't go where I wanted it to go, right? So we took an entry order somewhere. I can't even remember. We'll look at it somewhere. I think it was here. We took an entry order, we went the back, then drop, and then we closed it for the correct consolidation. So it's a good thing I closed it because it's consolidating now, right? So what is the trade setup that I took? If this is going down, why am I buying it? Well, because they've made that move, and I'm expecting him to do this. Done. So because long-term trades in 1 week does not make sense to you guys, if I take a long-term trade here now, I wouldn't be able to show you how I manage it and how I closed it. I need to take short-term trades. By nature, I don't take a lot of short-term trades, but I'm doing that this week to show you how I take trades so you can understand my method, right? So what you're looking at here is we have an impulse up, and we had a correction here. See that little one there? And they broke out. So I'm expecting them to continue to go. Now, is it going to go? The question is, first I did my analysis. My analysis said, hey, they're likely going to go if they break this top here. They're likely going to go. That's the analysis part of it, right? Because you have an impulse. 1 second. You have an impulse, you have a correction, and you're going for the next one, right? That's the whole theory, right? Now, they made a next one. The question is, how far will this go? Basically, the only reason I took the trade is because I think it's going to go far. And when I said I think, I mean I see something in the chart which I'm not going to explain here that makes me believe it's going to go up, right? Based on my analysis. But for simplicity, I'm saying I think it's going to go up. Pull this line. If they break that line, whatever my analysis was wrong. Which means this is the only little one I get. I don't get the big one I want. I get this, and I get this, and I get that, and that's it. You can kiss it goodbye. The big one is not coming. You're going down. So if they break this, I'm out of the trade. Because I'm wrong. And when you're wrong, you just said, oh, that's it. Out of the trade. Go, right? If they go up and do this, I will just take the profit because this is a short-term corrective trade to the upside. Well, how far they go will decide. If they go enough like this, let's say I took the trade here. So if they go like that and nothing more, I'll just say, okay, let's close the trade and wait for another correction, right? Basically. If this doesn't go within the next 2 hours, probably, like I told you, there are about 5 hours. I normally wait 3, 4, 5 hours. If that doesn't go, I close the trade. Because my plan is this thing has to go now. And if it's not going, then I don't want, sometimes they still go, right? Sometimes I close the trade and they still go. But my rules, I have my rules. I have every trade I took is based on a strategy, and each strategy has its rules. And I just stick to them that way, right? So why didn't I close the pound Swiss? Come back, so you will ask, where were your rules? The same thing. The rules is until it breaks that out of the break the channel to the upside and make a correction, I can't close the trade. And that's why I'm not closing it. That's the rule. I have my rules, and I stick to them because they work well. They're based on my knowledge and my experience in trading patterns. And most of those patterns that you see, we literally identified them first. Nobody did some of those patterns, identified those patterns, like an extended running flat. Nobody knew about that. Nobody looked at it that way until we started looking at it that way. The AB squeeze, nobody looked at that excuse me, as a pattern until we start looking at it as a pattern, right? And you see them repeat themselves. If you follow me for a year, you'll see, right? Oh yeah, I pay rollover. That has nothing to do with how I trade. I make much more money. Actually, I kept silver for how long? 4 weeks, a whole month before I close it. And I still made 30,000. So I keep trades for long. I keep trades for months, sometimes 2 months, sometimes 3 months, right? The best trade coming up next week, I think everybody can give you the answer to that. If you ask anybody what would be my best trade next week, I think everybody, if you follow me, you know, right? You don't even have to ask me that. Going to be silver. If silver go up, I'll make about $30,000, $40,000 in it. That would be my best trade, right? So silver is it. Silver has a lifetime opportunity. Let me explain this again to you guys. I don't think everybody grab it, and I want you to share this video so people can see it. Take everything out so I can show you. Let's go to the monthly. This thing has a lifetime opportunity. You get these opportunity once in a lifetime. You might never get this opportunity to buy silver like this again with the rest of your life. So if you look at the silver chart previously, it had something like this. And then they came down, and then they do this. Well, they came down here for like a long time, and then they go back. It was lower than this, I think, not that high, right? So let me just, I had the chart, I don't know where it is. It's something like this, and then they do like that, and then they do like that, and then they go. Something long drawn out here. This took 20 years. This might take 20 years before it goes back up. But that doesn't mean this 1, 2, 3 is not going to happen, right? And then it will probably start to do something like this, and then it's going to go back up. Break this down, right? Silver S1, we'll have that. S1, right? It's SI1 or S1. I think it's SI1, you're right? It's SI1. The dollar ruble futures, silver futures, let's see. It's opening this one. Which one we choose? Silver futures, this one, right? I think you choose that one. Let's see if we get it. Oh, you have it here, right? Pretty, you see? I know the charts. I remember all these charts. I literally memorized them. I know all the charts, what they look like. That 20 years here, I think that should be about 20 years. Let's take a look to make sure we know what we're saying about. Knowledge, guys. You have to learn this stuff, right? So it started the up move somewhere here. I think that was the lowest point, right? So that's from 1981 to 1996. 81, 91, well, about 15 years. If you actually count how long it stayed in the low, it's about 20 years. It stayed in the low for about 20 years, which would be somewhere here. That's where it actually started taking off. So that would be about 20 years, plus minus, it doesn't matter. And we were here, but you notice if we were looking at this, they made a spike, they come back, they made a spike, they come back, they made some small moves here. So we were looking for this move, and then we were expecting them to come down, come down, come down, come down, come down, and then boom, straight up back. Hopefully, we will all be here to get that move, right? But we can get this move. At least that is the move I'm looking for. See? Now, it doesn't repeat exactly the same pattern, but this is what the correction would likely look like. Now, it could be shorter than this correction, but you're looking for one single move. Now, the one single move we're looking for is this move to the upside. Break this and go up. You still think silver is falling? It's tanking? Somebody said silver is falling. It's going to what? This was the fall. This is not falling. This is going up. Learn to trade. Come on. Knowledge. This thing is about knowledge. It's not about some crap you heard on the internet or you read on the internet. It's about understanding the charts, the patterns, knowing what they're going to do. Learn to do this stuff, guys. I don't know how else I can put it to you, right? You have to learn. That is the only way it's going to do. You can't just go buy a strategy and it will work for you. Why don't you sell the flag of Swiss? There's a flag on the USD Swiss. Let's go look at it. 1 hour flag, and no, USD Swiss is to the upside. We saw that flag, and based on the conditions of the rules of our trading, you don't have a trade there. I think you should see it on my chart. So let's finish with the silver. I promised the guy I'm going to do it. Don't disturb. 1 hour. Let's finish with this, and we're going to come back, right? So what is the trade we're looking for? We're expecting this thing to go up. So just that you know, only on silver from this point, I think it was from this point, right? From this point here to this point here, already booked 60K, right? Already in the account, 60K booked from that point to that point. So I'm expecting it to go here, above that point. Do you think I can double my account in that? I think I can, only in silver. And I'm not trading only silver, right? So I think I can double that account there. Let's see. That's the plan. Let's see how that goes. 4 hour. We already made an up move on the 4 hour, right? We already made an up move. We found a low, we made an up move, and now literally this is making a correction. How far can that correction go? Normally it will never break this low. So I'm already in the trade, so I don't want it to go too low. Let's be honest about it. I don't want it to go too low. If I'm out of the trade, I wouldn't mind if it falls. But now it's probably going to do this. If they start to do something like this, I will close my trade because I'll wait for this and then I'll buy. If they go like this, well, God bless me. I'm his son. Right? I don't think they will go like that. But if they do, I'll be blessed. Right? So where did we take the trade? We didn't take the trade at the top here. We took the trade at the bottom here. There is no reason to panic. You bought at the bottom. Understand that, guys. You bought at the bottom. They will have to go back up if they're going to go down, and that will give you a chance to exit the trade for positive. So stop looking at the 5-minute candles and panic. Right? If you bought yesterday, you should have exited the trade for positive. I specifically said to everybody, if you took the trade when it made the correction to the upside, and they did make that correction to the upside here. Yesterday, here is where you're supposed to take the trade. When they make that correction slow to the upside, close the trade, because they're going to drop again, break this low, and you buy back right here. Because they could repeat this for a long period of time. And the more they repeat that, the longer you can get short trades up and down. And the better your risk to reward on the upside. Because when they finish that, they're going to break to the upside. I don't have to tell you how long they can do this, at least for 3 years. I don't think this one is going for 3 years, but they can do it for 3 years because they've already finished the down move. We are at the bottom of the move. Just to remind you where we're buying. We're buying at the bottom of this big move. Buy the lows, sell the highs. We're at the very, very, very bottom of the move. This is the bottom of the move. Here is where we're trading. You don't need to panic. We are looking for this move to go up. It hasn't gone anywhere. The reason I'm on the short term with you guys is because I want you to see how it works on the 1 hour. I cannot put you to work on the daily if I'm doing only 1 week of trading for you, right? Most times I would not even close those silver trades that I'm opening and closing daily for you guys. I just want you to see how it works. I would literally just buy the silver and leave it like I did last year. Bought it and leave it for it to go into money. That's all. I want you to see how this works. That's why I'm doing it in the lower time frame for you guys. So learn how to trade. Learn how to read the patterns. That's the only thing that is going to save your account from being lost. Let me repeat to the guy who's a fundamental guy again. Don't do it. Let me repeat to the guy who's trading support and resistance. Don't do it. Many people have tried it and they've lost their account. Don't do it. Right? Let's go. Let's see. We can. If you're not in this one, if I wasn't in, I would have bought it. I'm telling you what I would do. If I wasn't in silver, I would have bought silver right now. As long as that low is broken, I would have bought. Right? That is what I would have done. Right? XPT have a trade. Isaac? Okay, let's go look at it. If Isaac said there's a trade there, there probably is a trade there. Okay, you might be getting a short-term sell setup here. Let's see the 4 hour. Yeah, you might be getting a short-term sell setup here, actually. For a very short-term trade, they will likely break this low. You see, we had a 1, 2, 3. This one is going to likely come down now. So let's look at the daily, see how far they can go. Oh, the daily, they would likely break this low and turn. I think we might just break this low here and turn to the upside. We are in a, I think all of you know this pattern. Come on, let me just, any one of you here haven't seen this pattern. Because from there, you know where it's going, right? Exactly. I was looking for somebody to say, no, they don't know it, right? It's that simple. You've all seen it. I've shown you many times, right? So it's not new to you guys. So there's a short-term sell here if anybody wants. This is what I don't want to sell it. I'll rather focus on silver. If all the metals, I'm focused on silver. That's not a secret. So I'm not going to, but there's a nice short-term sell right now. If I was going to trade this, I would have sold it. I'm not trading this. Short-term, it can go a little more. How far, I don't know. They might even stop here and just go back up, but they should break the structure eventually. If they go back to the top of the structure, they'll come down back. Remember, silver is going to go up and come back down, right? We show you the silver chart. So there's a good chance that this might just stop right here and go right back up and then come back down. Gold, silver, monthly chart, favor the silver. Yes, I saw that too. The silver, we saw that chart, we looked at it. So that was sort of the silver upside. The silver is going to move. I have the feeling that silver will beat the market to the upside when all the metal starts to go up. Oh, you sold the XPD? Okay. Yeah, nice one, by the way. Good sell. You're still in the uptrend, so protect what you have, move your stops. It's still in the uptrend. This could still be a correction for more up. So all you have to do is just like move your stops. Nice sell. So our daily correction nearly complete, then starts looking for buys. The daily corrections are okay. Let's take a look at that for the daily correction. South African Rand, right? Let's go daily. Oh yeah, it's about to end there. Yeah, good one, by the way. Probably they will touch the low. I hope so. They touch the low, then you'll have a very nice trade to the upside. That would be great. Let's see on the 4 hour. I might trade this. This moves fast. If you get a good setup, I might trade it. Watch this. This could still be a running flat in the making. Sorry. This could still be a running flat in the making here. So it could still go down some more before they go. Right, so be careful there. Yeah, once the low is broken, that would be great. Look for any buy setup and that would be perfect. And this moves fast, right? This thing really moves fast, see? You might have to use an entry order. Okay, can you look at UK 100? I think I have that one. Yeah, UK 100, let's see. Nothing here really. It's not going big. We are there. Let's see what it looks like in the weekly. That looks like a downtrend in the daily, but you see where they are. This is going to come down. I think we did this chart for somebody already from the top here coming down. Was it you? Somebody asked me in the weekly outlook to do it, and we look at it from the top coming down. There were sell setups, right? Literally, this could break anytime. This could actually break this structure to the downside anytime, because you already have a correction here. Up move, you have a big correction in here. You go there, there might be some kind of a correction here within this one. You finish the top, you're coming down. If they make a correction here, this would be perfect sell setup. Long term. Go on the 4 hour. There were a lot of sells from the top coming. So right now, I think you be careful of the sells because they're going to go into correction now. This here is going to go into correction. You might get buy setup somewhere. Buy setups, you might get another buy setup. They will consolidate somewhere in this area here before they drop. I don't think they're going back up. There's no reason for them to go further. They can, but there's no reason. You have a complete pattern, right? What would the last sharp move? Oh no, if you look inside the whole pattern, I don't think you would. That wouldn't be strange if you look inside the whole pattern in a lower time frame. You'll probably see those patterns in there. Can we sell Aussie short term to 1705? Sell Aussie short term? I don't think so. Let's look at it. If we have a sell in the Aussie, short term to come down in this correction. Let's see, that might be a good plan because it might come down some more. Let's see if we have a sell set up. 1 hour. Not really. There isn't really a sell setup on it. You see, you notice we don't have a flag. This is not making a flag. You actually have this. So if they do something like this here now, then we can sell. Make a flag for a sell because right now, 15-minute structure is upside. See? The 15-minute structure, you had like a 1, 2, 3. So basically, that is upside now. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to break out. It means you're upside here. They could go down, come here. They have to make a structure that is downside, which we don't have. Right? We don't have a structure that is downside. So no use to sell it. If you sell it, you might not lose, but it might not go anywhere. Because you have a 3-wave structure down. You need a 3-wave structure up, and then we look for the downside, right? So we need this to come back like this. Go back there, start to come down, and then we'll look for a sell. Okay. Yeah, maybe sometime I'll do it again. Alex, have a good time. So let's go. What else we're looking at? What other trades are happening? Nothing else happening. Euro, I'll just manage the euro, see if we want to close it yet. We don't want to close the euros yet. Sorry, where's the euro? That's the pound. Pound is going down, which is good, right? Because the Swiss pound, euro. So I'll take this off. I'm going to for 1 hour. I'll take that off because they came back in, but I don't see them breaking it yet. I don't see this breaking it yet for a sell. So I'll just leave the buy open, right? Because maybe in the next hour, 1, 2, 3, 4, let them break. If they break and stay there, we'll close the buy and we'll go for a sell. The sell is going to be very short term. The cat pairs didn't go anywhere. Okay. So we will wait for consolidation, and today's Friday. I doubt you will get the consolidations to get a trade. So we'll go. Will there be any webinar soon? Sunday. Sunday we have the weekly outlooks. The weekly outlooks, I'll put out a link for it for Sundays. I hope you guys can share that link, right? And you can share these videos as well that we have on YouTube. Let some newbies see it so they don't have to go buy anything. So I will take 5 minutes, tell you about the upcoming webinar that I have, the upcoming course that I have, and then we'll move on. 5 minutes, just give me 5 minutes. 6:16. So I'll try to finish in 5 minutes. All right, let's go. Because a lot of people are already taking the course. A lot of people are already taking it. The course is planned for mid-February. If you are interested in what I do, I'm not trying to force anybody to take a course. You have to first be interested in what I do. You want to learn the stuff I do, and then you will decide if you take the course. If you're deciding to take the course, you have two criteria. First criteria is you have to have 1 year experience in the market, which means you don't have to be successful. You just need to have been in the market for a year, which means you know all the basic terminologies. You understand a little about wave theory. You can go read the book within the time, because from now to February, you can read that couple of pages. You don't need to read the whole book. The first 2 chapters is okay, right? Because that is where the important information that we need from it is there. So basically, you have basic idea, you have 1 year experience, and you have a solid account to trade with. People ask me, well, what size account? It's not really about the size of the account. If you have $5,000 in your name and that's all the savings you have, don't use it to trade Forex. Please, everybody listen to me. If you have $1,000, $500, don't use it to trade Forex. There's a 90% chance you're going to lose it. Even if you're good at trading, there's a 90% chance you're going to lose it. Statistics have showed that. If you go back, we like to talk about knowledge. Go back and look at the stats of all the broker. 90% traders lose it. And that is people with very small accounts. Because you don't have enough space for maneuver. You have to trade like 1 micro. And that is actually making 10 cents, 20 cents. It's not going to make you money. You can trade micro, like I said, but you take a whole year to make $1,000 in micros. Maybe you double it. Even if you triple it, that's $3,000 for the year. That's $3,000 for a year. That's your monthly salary. You can go get a job and get a monthly salary. And you wouldn't be risking your $1,000. It will still be in your pocket. You're risking your $1,000 just to make $3,000 a year. And that is if you triple your account or double your account. You triple, right? You can't do that so much. So you need enough money to make money. You need a good size. You need a $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 capital. So if you trade minis, you can make money. You can make a couple $100, maybe $500, $1,000, $2,000 a month. And that will probably, depends on your skills and your level. I'm not saying you will do it. I'm saying if you have the skills, you have the knowledge, and you're trained well, you can probably do that. We have traders who have doubled their $10,000, $20,000 account in a year, right? 60% of our traders are successful. At least 10% have doubled their account once, right? So it's normal. You can do it. Yes, you can triple your, look, people are telling you what they do, right? You can triple your 50K account in when you join the group. We have a lot of traders like that. So you can, if you want those testimonials, I can fill the YouTube up with testimonials, but I don't want to do that because his success wouldn't record to be your success. You see, you should not trade, Adrian. You should not be a trader because your thought process is wrong. You said, I'd rather lose. You're already planning to lose your account. So forget about trading. It's not your thing. I'm not here to lose. I'm thinking I want to double a $500,000 account in a year. And then I want 10 million after that to trade with. And I'm going to get 10 million. You know what I started with? A $1,000 account. Just like that. That was my training account. And there were 2 people in this room who can testify to that. I'm not going to call their name. They will have to decide. I will call one of them named Victor can testify to that because he was here from the day I started. He know me from the day I started to learn to trade Forex. Because we both started with the same guy who taught us support and resistance, which I'm not using. Thank God he taught me that very early, so I know it's not working. And there's at least one more person in the room whose name I am not going to call, right? Who knows that? So when I started, you want to ask the person what I told her? If she's in the room, she's going to tell you. I told her I will be making millions trading Forex. And that's the first day I started trading Forex. Victor would know that too. I'd say, I'm going to make millions trading. And if you want to be a trader and you don't think you're going to make millions of dollars trading Forex, go find another job. Your first thing you should tell yourself is, I'm going to be the best trader on earth. It's not going to happen because I'm already here unless I die. You wouldn't be. Jane is here. Jane finally said it. Jane would remember. We used to make jokes about it. I always tell Jane, I would make millions trading Forex. And I did. So here's the thing. You have to tell yourself, you have to program yourself for success. You have to decide you're going to be the best trader on earth. You will be the second best because that's as long as I'm here. But you have to program yourself to be the best. Otherwise, you're setting yourself up for failure. You have to be the best. You have to go in the future. My thing is not to be here with you guys trading small accounts all the time. I want to be a hedge fund manager. How long it's going to take? Not very long. I will be there very soon, sooner than most of you think. It's going to happen. Program yourself the right way. If you think like the way you just thought there, forget about being a trader. You just program yourself to lose. Sorry, guys, but that's the harsh truth. I know it might sound like I'm arrogant, but that's the harsh truth. You have to program yourself for what you want to be, and you want to be the best in it. You don't want to be the worst. You don't ever tell yourself you're going to fail because then you already failed. By simply saying it, you already failed. Somebody said there's a setup in DAX. Let's go look at it. No, DAX is gone. My traders who trade DAX are pretty happy because we saw the pattern and we call that buy in the room this morning. And then my traders here who trade DAX, if they trade, they're pretty happy. Oh, they got it. Some of them got it, right? We saw that this morning. You can see the patterns, right? You guys can see it. Up, consolidation, look for your trade to go up. This is simple. This thing, like I said, we do this. Though my traders who trade DAX are in profit now, right? You got it, right? See how it's easy? Yes, Ahmad would be one of them that took it. I know he took it because he told me he took it. He told me he took S&P, so I know that, right? What is S&P 500 doing there? Let's see. Good for you. Right, going. See, guys? That's what we do. We do this every single day. I come into the room and we tell the traders what we're going to do. You know why this might be the only room you have lifetime access to? Trading room. You know why? I want my traders to stay there and see success. I want them to remain with me in the room and see success. You know why most trading rooms and courses and signal service people don't want you to be there long? Because if you stay there long enough, you will see failure. They want you to buy it and go away. They give you a set of videos and they said, okay, $500, $1,000, take the videos and go. We will give you some heads up every now and then, once in a while. We don't want you to stick around. We don't want you to be next to us. Because if you're there, you will witness failure. I want all my traders to stay lifetime next to me. I want them to see what success looks like. I want them to be successful. So they stay to witness it. Find another room like this. If you find another room like this that has that kind of conditions we have, and have somebody trading a $500,000 live account in front of you, join them. Go join them. If you find another room like this, that like we have, with the conditions we have, that is doing everyday update for them, every single day update. Even if I'm sick, I try to be in that room. You guys know I'm sick and I do the weekly outlook because I'm passionate about it. I do one-on-one with traders. I make sure they're trying to be successful. If they're losing, we do one-on-one with them. We train them. So if you find another one like that, where they're going to do a 1 week live $500,000 trading for you, join them. They're good. That's the thing. You don't find that. Go scan the whole internet. You don't find it. Oh, that's why I want my traders to be successful. So when I do need those traders to trade, they're right here. Well said, Frida. That's why I need them. I don't have to go look for them. I have them in the group. Yes, lifetime for free. And people like Victor, Isaac, a whole lot of people. I don't want to identify one or two there. The other day, I remember Irina was on. I'm going to list all the names now. They're too much. All of these guys are going to help you when you're in the room. Cesar, everybody, once you're in the room, you're going to get help from hundreds of traders who are there to help you one-on-one in the trading room anywhere. Now, don't take the course if you don't want to be a successful trader. If you have a too small account and you're just wasting time, don't take the course. Take the course if you're a serious trader, you want to be a serious trader, and you want to be successful. Right? Then you come to us because we want your success. That's it. Let's go. Took a long, right? Long time, right? The course finished fast, but the questions was what I was answering to. Let's go see if we have any more trades. No trade. Don't worry about silver. I will follow up those silver trades for you every week, so you will see them. I will follow up these very same silver trades to you, and you will see them in the weekly outlook this Sunday. You will see them next Sunday. You will see the results of these trades. By the way, Pound Swiss is coming down nice. That might turn out to be a very profitable trade. I'll update you guys on that. Maybe not next week. The week after, maybe 1 or 2 live sessions I'll do, not the whole week, 1 or 2 days. So here's what, if you want to have access to those live sessions, they might be very impromptu. I may just have some time and decide I'm going to go live now. Subscribe to YouTube, follow me on Facebook or on Twitter. So when I put out the message, it's going to be in those 3 places. It's going to be on Twitter, it's going to be on Facebook, it's going to be on YouTube. So if you're getting your notification from there, and I am sitting here and I'm bored and I have nothing to do and I decide I'm going to do a live session for everybody, I'll just go live. And it might be immediately. So you will have to get that with like 10 minutes time. I'm going live in 10 minutes. You will have to join, right? So that will depend on when I have the free time. So basically we can do that very often impromptu because I do get free time during the day, an hour or half an hour that I can go live. So basically you guys follow me, subscribe, and you will get the notification. LEA, let's see. What's that, by the way? I have no idea. The first one? If you're doing job, I would not advise you to join because that's between you and your employer. If he allows you to join, that's okay. If he doesn't, then you're in trouble, and I can't save you from that trouble, right? This is the chart you're saying, talking about. Swiss, New Zealand, Swiss self setup. We'll go look at it. Oh yeah, this chart is nice upside. By the way, this is very nice upside. You got an upside. You got 1. You got 2. You got 3. Wait for the pullback. Don't take it now. Wait for the pullback. They will pull back. See these pullback? Wait for a pullback, and then that'll be a beautiful trade up. It will pull back. I don't think it's going to just take off. Oh, I don't know what the hell is this. You have to pay for this charts, I think, right? Not this one. By the way, this one, if you can trade this, this is not a bad one too, right? Which was the chart? Can you tell me which one? Let me go back there and type again. Give me the number downwards. Which one? Count it and tell me which one. Yeah, it's pretty much, it looks very much like S&P 500. That's what I'm saying. So I don't, okay, let's skip that. Let's just forget about it. Let's go to what we were doing. It's a live session, so just enjoy it. Don't worry too much. What the hell happened here now? Good. Let me delete that and let's go. Somebody said New Zealand Swiss has a trade. Let's go look at it. I want to get a last trade for you this week so we can. New Zealand Swiss, where is that? Way up, right? That'll be here somewhere. New Zealand Swiss. No, we don't have any trades set up there. Not on the 4 hour. Not. Let me see the 1 hour. If you have any 1 hour flag. No, you don't have anything here right now. This flag will probably come here and go back up. There's a good chance. So don't take that. Gold, we look at gold already. We look at silver already. They're just going. Gold was a good sell if you were selling gold. We looked at that, was a good sell. Now you'd have to just stay out of it. It's a good sell if you wanted, but I wouldn't sell in these mess. It's dangerous. Hindsight, it looks good. There was a flag here, but I would not sell it because the trades in here are dangerous. Hindsight, you can always, there are a lot of people who are successful hindsight. They will say, oh, I know it was going to do this, but they don't trade it. They don't put any trade on. They just say they know it's going to happen, right? And they always know it's going to happen after it happened. They never know. Like the guy said, anybody who thinks should know fundamental because they would know that the pound had to go up. Yeah, really? After the fact? Why don't you know it live? Take your account and come live and show us how you do it, how you know it's going to happen. A lot of those don't follow them. They don't make sense. And this was dangerous. Now you're getting good setups to trade because you got this, and you have this. Now if this goes up and make a flag here, this becomes a perfect buy setup. Right? Now you're going to get something interesting. So you ignore the ones that are dangerous, go to the ones that are much easier to trade. I'm still, I think you're in silver from way down at the bottom. You're holding it from where? Because we have some traders holding silver from way down at the bottom, the very first entry they made. And all of you know where the first entry is. We showed you where we were going to make our very first entry. And we have silver, people holding silver from all the way down here. I think somewhere in here or somewhere in here, still holding it all the way to the upside. So you don't have to hold it through most of them, but it's still worth holding for a while. That's the Chinese. Is it tradable? Is it tradable? I mean, is it worth looking at it for trades? Because I don't know. I've never traded this. Let me see. Oh, you got a nice sell set up here coming. Nice sell set up here. The brokers trade it. Your brokers trade. All brokers trade this. I don't know. I have to check it. Let's see the 4 hour. That might be very short term. Because in the 4 hour, you notice you got this. This move is coming down, but it's going to head for the upside. Go to the daily. Not necessarily. We have a bigger mover. This is sharp, so if they come down like this, they'll go back up like that. Looks very nice, even in the short term. It looks very nice. So I'll have to check and see my broker trades. My broker traded, I'll probably put it on the chart. Charts are stopped. Give me a second. Let me just refresh. What the hell just happened? Okay, we're back. Yes. So let's see what other trades we might get. Any other trades happening right now? Nothing. Euro just broke, but we have to wait for it to close before I close the trade, right? So let me just, at least I'll be able to show you what I do with euro so you guys would understand. So euro just broke here, but just the one candle going through is not any reason to close the trade. How much? We are upside down. How much? Oh, sorry. Supposed to move this out and then do it. I didn't realize that the platform is off. Okay. Good. So we're only about 1,005. That's not even 1, 2. That's not 0.2% even of the account, right? So no need to worry much about that. Let's go to the pound Swiss is coming down. It's already 13. It was 15. It's 13. It's going to get to 0, and then it's going to get profitable very soon. Don't worry. As long as you know what structure is going to do, you don't have to panic. So this is coming down. We thought that this might come down, but I was expecting they would make a bigger move here and then come. So let's see. Not a sell. Don't sell it as yet. There is no sell set up there. Don't sell it as yet. That candle could finish, become a wick, and then go right back up. Right? There isn't a sell setup there. Euro or sell setup. No, don't take it. Not as yet. Don't take the euro or sell. Yen maybe a buy but it will be very short term. I can see the yen pair. It might become, this will become likely a buy. They will probably give us one more up. You wouldn't get a sell. You might get one more up, basically. It's a running flat, right? So they will do this, but it's an extended running flat. So they will go up, and then come. So if you take that, you'll get one buy, take the profit, come out. Swiss is going to go. Swiss is correcting. CAD is correcting. So Swiss, don't be careful. You might get a buy here, but they will have to correct more. If you take this buy up, if you get your structure to take, if your strategy tell you take that buy, it make one more impulse, take out profit. Because we are breaking the daily structure, which means there will be a daily correction at the top there. See? I think I showed the Swiss chart, the whole big chart that we had. Right? So we're in this big sideways move. We made 1, 2, 3. See that? We made 1, 2, and now we're doing this to the upside for the 3. Right? So if you get a setup there, they will have to pull back somewhat before they go. Right? So if you go on the 4-hour on the daily, they made one move up, and every time they make a move up like that, they will have to pull back at some point, which means you break out of the structure, they will tend to make a consolidation here then before they go. So when you get such a big move, if you're taking any 1-hour trade at the top there, you have to be very, very careful, which means make a spike, you take your profit and you wait. Because you've already moved quite a lot, which means you're going to get a big higher time frame consolidation. And that's where traders make mistakes too, right? I sometimes get caught in that. Right? I take the trade hoping I'll get 20, 30 pips, it go 10 pips, pull back, you have to exit. Right? So that's a common thing. That's not a big mistake in itself because you have a setup. Your only thing is you can't guess exactly how much it's going to go because sometimes you don't take it and they go 100, 200 pips. And you're like, damn, I should have taken that one and take the risk, right? It's all about the risk would you've taken. But with this move up here, I'm more inclined to believe they're going to come back here before they go. Right? Which is good for me also. I hope that's not my bias speaking, right? Because the pound Swiss is coming very nice. You guys, I'm glad you get to see how the pound Swiss is moving, so you can get rid of some of your panic, and the two trolls can come back or they can go hide now because they wouldn't have anything to talk about. See? Did I panic? I slept well. I wake up, play with my son, and I'm still here with you guys, and I'm still in the trade, and no panic, absolutely none. There is no reason to panic. Double bottom silver, I don't use those terminologies, but maybe yes. Maybe it's a double bottom. I don't use those terminologies. I don't think it's going to go back to the bottom. If you're talking about a daily bottom, no, they will not go there. See? If this make one more drop, we might be in profit right now. Confidence, risk management, and knowledge. Knowing your analysis, knowing what the chart is going to do. That's what we train you to do. Without that, you wouldn't have the confidence to keep the trade. You wouldn't have the confidence to trade without all of that. Euro New Zealand sell. I'm looking at the Euro New Zealand. I'll tell you if there's a sell. Yeah, you can go. It's a short-term sell. There is a short-term sell setup. It's not ready. Based on my strategy, the sell setup is not ready, but it's forming. I can't tell you what my strategy is, but I can tell you I would not take the trade as yet. Let's go. What is Euro Swiss going down nicely? Yes, let it go. It's going to go down. Let the Euro Swiss go. We know the Euro Swiss is a long-term trade to the downside. Based on my strategy, I can't sell it as yet. I see what we spoke about that in our trading, but based on my strategy, the trade is not ready. It should be not yet. Aussie Swiss short term. Okay, all the Swiss pairs are looking. Euro Swiss looks downside. Let's go see if Aussie Swiss looks downside. Let's see if Aussie Swiss looks downside and all the Swiss pairs are looking downside. Then yeah, short term this might come back here. I'm on the 4 hour. Let me go in the 1 hour. That will show you the trade setup. So short term, yes, this should be a nice trade back to this level. Same thing. I can't take it as yet. Basically depends on which pattern you're looking at. If you look at this pattern here, it'd be worth taking it, but you can look at that flag, which means it's not ready. It's short-term downside, and then maybe they'll break out because there's a lot of divergence here. And that means if that breaks, it's going to go lower. Where it's going to go, let's look at it daily. Oh, if that breaks, you're correcting this, which could bring it back way back here before you get something like that. So it might be a nice trade to the downside. See? No need to panic. I'm teaching you guys not to panic, right? The pound chief, it's a flat. It's a running flat on the daily. It's a running flat on the daily. I just showed that. I think you probably came in late. We showed that already. New Zealand yen buy. Let me see New Zealand yen. I'm looking at my New Zealand yen chart. 1 second. No, you have a short-term sell before you get a buy. There might be a small sell on the daily, on the hourly before you get a buy. Mexico. You have anything there, or just you want to see the chart? Because let's do it where we have trade setups first. Your sell order is hit on your palm. Okay, you put an entry order there. Good, not bad. If you get an entry order there, you just leave it. Let's go to the pound dollar. Let's go to the 1 hour. Okay, you put an entry order under there. No problem. That's a good one. Don't keep your stop here. Keep your stop here just to give you an exit strategy if it starts to pull back. But it's gonna come, and they can come all the way here. See that one there? They can come back all the way here and then up. So it might be a nice trade. NG upside to complete correction. NG. I don't have that one, but we can check it. Let's say the ones we have first. Euro buy should be closed. Okay, good. Let the candle finish at June. I agree. Let the hourly finish. I'll see how it finishes, and then I'll close it. It broke. I see that, but let it close. I want to see if it closes a wick. It will give me an advantage. If it closes the wick, let's see. I'll close it. Let's go. Pound New Zealand. Expect one more. Expect one more up. Right. Pound New Zealand. Let's look at that. Not necessarily. We already have one up. We have this. We have this, and we have that. If they consolidate, they're coming sharp, right? We do have divergence. If they're consolidating here like this, then we will get one more up. That will be a big consolidation. My phone is not calling. You can't hear any phone call. Anybody else hearing? No, my phone is not even vibrating. Oh, sorry, the phone was vibrating, probably, yes. I didn't hear it, but you guys heard it because my my microphone picked it up. It was vibrating, yes. I put it on vibrate so that I don't have to, nobody disturb me when I'm trading. I don't like to be disturbed when I'm trading and doing my work here. Only my son gets to do that. He is the only person who gets to come in here anytime he wants. Nobody else gets to do that. Monthly for what? I just, if you're retyping the message, I only saw monthly. Gold, silver. We did that. We looked at that already. Gold, silver is upside for the silver winning. Running flat. We'll check it if that's okay. I see Punk Chief to 1.32 before the drop. You can see anything. I don't see that. 1.32. No, I don't see it. It's possible. I'm not saying it's not possible. Just that I don't see that. If I see that, I'll close my trade a long time back. Right? Dax, thank you for the blessing. Yes, I hope you're from your mouth to God's ear. Hope you hear that. Blessed him. Let's go. What is? Everything is coming down slightly. No need to worry. Euro is coming down. Don't like I said. You don't have to panic. It's coming down. I'll close the trade, but I want this candle to close. I want to see how it closes. All right, because if it closes down here, no problem. I'll wait for a pullback. If it closes lower, so let me just tell you my thought process while you guys could. If this closes lower, I'll wait for a pullback before I close. If the candle itself closes a wick here, so I'll close the trade. If the candles close solid but not big enough, I will close the trade. Right? Basically, it went more than 5 hours, so I probably should have closed it here. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 4 hours, so there's no problem. So if this is going, this, you can't sell this. Don't jump into this as a sell because you don't know how this is going to close. It comes here and then go right back up like that. Right? So don't jump into the candle itself. That's not a good strategy. Your strategy is jump in the candle when it's moving. It's a very bad strategy. If you see 15-minute flag, would you add to what? To which one? Pound Swiss? No. I basically don't like to add the trades that are losing already. What I can do is I will go to another pound pair. I'll go to another pound pair that has a perfect good setup and said, okay, if it's pound moving down, it's either the pound dollar or the other pound pair I will trade. Like I did this morning with the pound dollar and the pound CAD, right? So I don't take the same pair as a lose again because I don't like that. It's psychologically, it's not good for you. You've just increased your losses on the same pair. So it's going to be stressful for you to do that. But if you had a pound, a USD pound and a pound Swiss, and it's pound falling, you're going to be good. If it's Swiss falling, then your pound Swiss will go, but the USD will stand there and you can close it, right? Basically. Great. I'm very glad that you learned so much. That's the whole purpose of doing those videos, so that you guys can learn. I always said there are 20,000 subscribers to the YouTube video. I don't even have 1,000 people in my room, right? So it means there are 19,000 people who might never subscribe, or maybe later in their life may subscribe, because they don't have the amount of money to pay for a course. And if you don't have it, then I would tell you not to do it, not to pay for it. Right? One guy already wrote me today and I said, if your capital is not enough for you to pay, don't worry, just follow me in YouTube. And every now and then you get these bonus where I can do live trading for you guys or something else. The idea is to help those people, right? They need help. There are millions of traders out there who might never be able to afford to pay for a course. They can get the free stuff. It's there for them. That's the purpose I do the free stuff. I don't know why else people do, but that's why I do it. So those who can't pay for the course can get some update at least weekly. Right? At least weekly they can get some update. Might be able to help them to learn something. So as one person said, he has learned, and that's okay. And that is why I'm asking you to share it, because there are thousands and thousands of traders out there who still don't know. They don't know where these videos are. They don't see that. It doesn't pop up at the top of the search list. They don't see it, and they're still struggling. If they get to see it, maybe they will learn something. Just maybe, right? But we will have to wait until this closes, right? We have time for that. Anything else you guys want to ask? Let's go with some questions now. A lot of you, right? I know there are hundreds of you who can sway to that. So rather than help somebody else. Here is what I want. If you think you learned something from TradingView, help as many people as from my YouTube videos, help as many people to come there. All right. If you think you learned from there, bring people to the YouTube video. Let them see if they can learn something from it. Regular flat correction or New Zealand CAD. Let's see. Let's see that New Zealand CAD. 400 pips down. That's if it's 400 pips, we definitely want it, right? I want to see where you saw that 400 pip, because I'm seeing this mostly looking upside for a big move. You follow? I see this move down. I see this pattern up here. I see this move down, and I'm thinking this looks more upside. So there is a short term here and a short term here and a short term here and a short term here, but the big picture is upside. Let's go look at it for the 4 hour. How much pips you can get if you get that trade. So if you get a flag here for a sell, they just need to break this low. So, and they can go back up. So that would be how much pips? Let's say you get the trade from here. About 100, 150. Well, if you're lucky, they drop 400. You could be lucky. Let's see how much 400 will have to be. If they drop from there to here, well, yeah, they could drop 400 in one shot if you're lucky. So let's go see if there's a good trade for you to be that lucky. You need this to go back up there. Go back up there, make a high, and then come back, break, and then you'll be good to go. I think a lot of people miss the trading view, but that's not my call. That's their call. I did exactly what I'm doing here, right? I like to criticize things that don't work. And I said things. I said theories that don't work. I don't literally criticize people. A lot of people mistake and think I criticize people. You don't hear me call anybody's name, right? I criticize support and resistance as a theory that doesn't work for trading. I criticize pin bars. I discuss them, and then I said I don't think they work. That's my opinion. What doesn't work, I give my opinion. And when you're in some people's platform, they don't want you to give those opinions, because on the platform, there are other people selling signals using those strategies and those methods. And when I said, hey, don't use it, it's not working, they don't like that, right? No, I am, if you know me, I'm a guy of integrity. I would not get on their platform illegally if they don't want me together. That's very, I'm different. I'm not that. I will, if I'm not allowed there, I'm not going. I would never, ever get in a platform where they tell me not to go and I'm going secretly. I don't do that. I don't get into people's space if I'm not welcome. That's just me. I have that kind of integrity. I don't go secretly into people's things and do things. I'm doing everything open. You guys can see that from what I'm doing right now. I'm an open book. I like to be honest, and I like to do it this way, right? It's not good to say you like to be honest. That doesn't add credibility to yourself, right? But just because you ask the question, why not use another identity and go in there? I don't, and I will never do that. Just so you know, right? Because that's my bar of what my moral standards are. But nope, not going back. If they ever want me back there, it will have to be they invite me and we will discuss the conditions on which I'm going. I don't think they have the time for that. They're busy doing other work. I'm just one trader to them, so it doesn't matter. To them, the amount of traders on the platform is not the quantity or not the quality of work, but the amount of traders. So statistically, if they have a lot of traders, what quality of work is not their problem. And I understand that it's not their problem. They just need a lot of people. They don't care what quality the work is. I am keen on what quality of work is if I'm on the platform. Why it was bad? Well, because one guy was saying, he said literally, hey, I'm going to teach you guys Elliott Wave, but I don't use it in my analysis. Literally, that's what his post was. And I'm like, that sounds crazy. If you're not using it, why you want to teach people it? And why do the people you're teaching should think that you have credible knowledge of it if you're not using it, right? It's like somebody said, hey, I'm not a doctor, but you don't worry, I'll do the operation on you. I think all of us will take a pause and say, wait, what? You're not a doctor, but you want to operate on me? That doesn't work, right? So that was what I did because I was the top trader. And if there's anybody who's going to speak out, it has to be the very top trader to speak out. It was my job to say, hey, that is wrong. That what you're saying is wrong, my friend. You can't do that. You're in a professional platform. Professionals don't behave like that. And they didn't like it. They said, well, we're going to ban you for that. I said, go ahead, ban me. Do whatever you have to do. If I'm in this space and I see something wrong, I will do something. That's how I work. The space that I am in, if I see injustice or wrong, I will try to do something. I can get myself hurt in the way, sure. If I'm walking on the road and I'm seeing somebody bigger than me taking advantage over somebody that's very small, I think I will intervene, even though I realize I might get beat up in the way, but I will intervene and try my best to stop it in a peaceful way. Because you just can't walk by and pretend you didn't see it. It's just not good. It's the same thing on the platform. So it's either I'm on your platform and I'll make the comments, or I'm not on your platform, and then that's okay. I cannot deal with things that are not around me. That's it. I think YouTube is good enough for everybody to watch, right? I don't have a problem with the YouTube people. They don't care what the hell I say in my videos. As long as I'm not using indecent language and not really, those kind of breaking any kind. If I criticize support and resistance, they really don't care. And that is how it should be. If you guys want to criticize wave analysis, be my guest. Do it. I actually put up a challenge to all of them. Let's do this together. Like I'm doing 1 week live. Let's do this. I'm going to trade wave analysis and you're trading. We can do it in the same room even. You're trading support and resistance. Let's go together. Let's see which works. Right? I am willing to do that. But one guy called me. He doesn't have any experience. He doesn't have any YouTube videos. He said, but I'd like to go because that will help me. And I was like, okay, no, that's not the purpose for me to promote you. The purpose is for somebody serious to say, hey, I can prove to you that support and resistance work. Because I'm trying to prove to you guys that wave analysis works. Right? That's the whole point. Let's see if it works. Show us live that it's working. That's the whole point. It's nothing else but just that. So let's go back to our trading. Let's go to Euro. These videos are long. I don't know if anybody will watch them on YouTube, but people do watch it. They maybe watch 10 minutes. So we want to see how this closes, because if this goes back to the top there and break back up here, then we might keep the trade, right? If it comes and close here, we will close the trade, right? So even if it closes a wick, but it comes out of this and close, I'll probably just close the trade right away because it's no longer a valid trade. It's not based on the trade we're looking for, right? But no panic. Just very quietly allow it to finish what it's doing. It still has about 6 minutes more. Let's see how it closes. The next one open goes and we close, right? Critique you for just 5 minutes on what and why. I'm not sure. Paul said something. Thank you. I'm not sure. I missed what Paul said. Oh, use the Facebook account to find me. You can find it. It's in YouTube and all the accounts on YouTube. And let me just type for those of you who weren't here early. If you want to get any information about the courses or about our group, just send me a Skype message at MANGAL457. Send me a message there and you can get the answers to all your questions you have. Just a question, in your trading room, do you answer or anyone answer the questions? It's a live room. People are talking. They're discussing. It's always live. That's how it works. Euro prog is extremely confusing. No, it's not. I'll take this off now. I hope everybody wrote that down. So let's go to the Euro pound to see why it's extremely confusing to you. It's just correcting up. It's not confusing. We are going down, right? Remember we told you guys there's a downside on this. Those are sell orders you're seeing here. These were sell orders. Let me take them off. Those were sell orders. We'll take those off, right? We're expecting this thing to go down and maybe even big time because we still haven't had that impulse. This was looking like that impulse, but it didn't break the low. It didn't break anywhere. It was pretty short, so it's not that impulsive. So I think this might be the impulse. And for all you know, that might be an impulse only within a certain structure. Let's say this becomes that impulse, then we will go back up. And then we will still come down. So we could be in this here for a long time. Now, if you can't figure out that, and I doubt if you didn't do wave analysis, you could figure that out, then it's going to be difficult for you. But if you know wave analysis, it becomes easy, right? WIG20. I don't have that on. Let's not venture in the last day of the trading. Let's not go so far into those, right? Because then we will stop with too much things. We already have a lot of charts we're looking at. So this would be a sell setup. You just have to wait for this to finish the correction. Right? I don't think the correction is finished there as yet. Let's go. What else? The Euro CAD broke. That is one I think we can take. Now it's Friday, 7 o'clock in the afternoon here. I actually like this one, and the trade is valid as it is right now. It's going to be valid. I think we can go with it. The question is the timing. We will pay rollover and it's not going to go now. I don't think they're going to go now. Euro is going down, but that will stop. CAD is not going down. CAD is going to consolidate. CAD big time is downside. You don't miss these trades, guys. Let me give you guys some long-term trades. Don't miss them. This one, it's not ready for a sell. It doesn't matter that it break there, right? They're probably going to come back here and then go. Or if they do this, they're probably going to go back up here and then come, right? But long-term, if we get that, we will go for this trade. And then long-term, it's downside. Right, the long-term trade is downside. The downside is very, very big. If CAD comes down, way down, right, they might break out of this structure. Right, if this comes back here, and we get a sell at least at this level, or probably even breaking out. I think now we may figure out what CAD is doing. If we get this pattern here, then we will start to figure out the rest of the patterns. Right. So we might eventually figure out what CAD is doing in terms of the structure here. We still don't have enough information to complete the whole yearly structure there. We're waiting for some more waves to form to tell us what they're doing. So right now, this is making a correction to upside, and breaking the line is insignificant. I already said that many times. I hope you guys understand what that means. Look at the pattern. When they're breaking the line, look and see what pattern you're making. If they're not making any pattern, then you don't have anything there, right? So basically, this one is, we got a flat there, but you see they're pulling back. So they might still, make some pattern here, go back up there, make a new high, and then come for the downside, right? In simple, if I can explain that in simple way to you guys. Are you closing euro now? Yes, let's see. If the hour close, I'll take that loss in the euro because it's not the trade we wanted. It broke out. We're looking for an up move and it's not going up, right? So they break. This is broken. That was the move we were looking for to go up. It didn't go. It come here. Wait for it. We can do two things. If it breaks this low here and go, I'll wait for a pullback, right? But if the candle is small and there isn't a big loss on it, we'll just close it. So let's see. If they break the low, wait for a pullback. Don't close it under the low because it's going to come back. It always does, right? So you don't have to panic. I show you how it's done in the pound Swiss and a number of other ones. Like I show you how silver you don't have. Never chase the one candle. If you're chasing one candle, you're going to get yourself in trouble. Wait for it, right? So this might pull back and go back there. Let's see how far that goes. And when that goes, then there's no reason ever to chase anything in the charts. Right? They always make, you look at any big move they make, like this one, they pull back. This one, they pull back, right? So if you close, you don't want to close here, you want to close here, right? This one, they pull back. See that? 50%. This one, they pull back more than 50%. This one, they pull back to 80%. Wouldn't they pull back this one? They will. They always do. So you use the pullback as the opportunity to take a smaller loss when you're wrong, right? Pound Swiss is pulling back, right? The reason I'm not closing the Pound Swiss is because it's pulling back. That one closed almost, the euro closed at a low, so we'll wait for the pullback. See? It closed at the low, so we wait for the, if it closed here, we take the trade off, right? Close at the low, you don't have to take that loss. There is no reason for you to do that, right? Because where it's going to go? To about here, and then come right back up to the top here. See that? It's going to go here, and then start to do this, back to the top. That's when you close your trade. So you get the least amount of the smallest amount of things. Pound Swiss, everybody was panicking yesterday about Pound Swiss. Look, it's coming down back. It's almost half of where it was from yesterday, right? So this is what it moved yesterday. From here to there, we covered half of that. From the bottom, we got in the trades. I got in the trade there. It's almost half of that already. So by the end of the day, it might even come right back to square one, and then I can close it quietly. So don't chase the one candle, the one impulse, because if you understand the theory, they always pull back. There is always a pullback within the impulse, any impulse. Look at this impulse. I've showed this like a million times. Pull back, pull back. Wouldn't this pull back? If we're looking at 2 out of 2 here and you got to pull back, right? So this is your first impulse. How much did they pull back to? About 50%. We can actually measure it. We don't need to guess, right? So we can take this, we can put it here. You got how much? 329. Oh, sorry. How much did it pull back? 147. See? You can repeat that so you will know. This entire impulse went how much to this level? 261. How much did it pull back? Sorry. 158. This one went how much? That's the entire impulse, 389. I entered halfway, I entered here, right? So even if it pulls back, I don't know, 174 or 180 or 190, I get out for break even, almost. Okay. So don't panic. That's the number one thing. You have to understand what the chart is doing. Read it correctly. Why is S&P pulling back? S&P 500, because they always pull back. That's what the charts always do. I don't know if it's pulling back right now, but they always pull back. That's just basically what they do. They give you an impulse, they give you a pullback, they give you an all time frame. You can, let's go to 1 minute. I don't do, I'm going to do it from 1 minute to 1 month for you. 1 minute. Look, this makes an impulse, right? It pulls back. It makes an impulse, pull back. Let's go with the big impulse, pull back. See? From the 1 minute to the 1 month, you're going to see the same pattern because the chart by nature is fractal, right? See, they make a move down, they pull back. They make a big move down, they pull back. You don't trade the monthly chart, right? So you don't have to worry about being monthly. So the basis of it is that you don't sell at the bottom and buy at the top. That's where traders lose money, right? So let's go to the trade I'm in. If you trade correctly, you will not get yourself in problem. You know this, right? So let's go. If you get the impulse, never sell at the bottom of the impulse. I see traders do that. They get tagged exactly at the bottom of the impulse when it's going up. So if you sell here, well, then you're in trouble. It's not coming back there. But if you sell here, the chances of it coming back there is very high. See, traders tend to sell here in this little piece. It go down there, they sell there, and then it goes away, and they're panicked. They don't know if it's going to come back, right? They like to sell at the bottom here. They see this candle going, and they get crazy. Oh, my God, look, it's falling. I'm not in the trade. Boom, I'm selling here, right? And then it goes away from them. And then they pull back, never get here. Keep going, and they don't know what to do anymore. They're lost and your account is going down seriously because you don't understand wave analysis. It's that easy. If you understand wave analysis, then you know where your advantage is in selling. I'm selling at the top of this impulse here. See that impulse? And I wanted that to come back here. The trade was a small trade for this, but then it made a running flat. And it stayed within that. So when it stayed within that, there are a very good 80% chance they do this and then go. And that is the only reason I didn't close it. Go back, look at the video, I explained it. The reason I'm not closing the trade, I had two opportunities to take it out for break even. But the reason I didn't take it is because I still saw this as a possibility of coming here. Now, over 80% of the time they will do this, 1 in 10 or 2 in 10, they will go up because it's a running plan. When they do that, they will always pull back to this level before they go. So why panic? Panic is for people who have no clue what they're doing. Right? That's when you panic. So what you do? Wait. Coming back to you. Patience and understanding, knowledge. So okay, guys, we've been here for a long time. It's already 2 hours, 2 hours, 6 minutes. I want to thank all of you for coming. Have a wonderful weekend. Sleep well. Don't worry about the trades and the charts. Enjoy yourself. Have fun with your family. That's what I plan to do. Sunday, I will see all of you. I'll put the link out today. Later today, I'll put out the link. And please help share that link. Let's get 1,000 people in the room Sunday. Right? I hope to see all of you, and I hope to see 1,000 people here. Each one of you, there were about 500 of you in this room today, and the next 1,000 people, 5,000 people watch the video every time. That's the least. Some of them have 20,000, 15,000. Where are those people? Why don't they come live? It's better when you're live, right? So I want to see all of you. Take care, everybody. Thank you for being here today. Have a great time. Thank you, and bye-bye.